When Royal Caribbean's newest Icon class ship launches in 2026, it's going to have some new features we have never seen on an Icon class ship and some new upgrades as well. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and I want to break down some of the new changes Royal Caribbean just released for Legend of the Seas. Legend of the Seas will be the third in the Icon class, and there's already some new changes about it. This is going to be probably the new biggest cruise ship in the world with a capacity of 5,610 passengers at double occupancy, along with 2,350 crew members. So the big change, there's really two of them that's coming to Legend of the Seas. First of all, there's the addition of the Royal Railway Legend Station, which is the immersive dining experience that takes place in a full-size rail car. Now, the Royal Railway first debuted on Utopia of the Seas, but Legend will be the second ship in the entire fleet to have it and the first in the Icon class. That's a really big deal because this is a really cool dining experience in which there are screens built into the window panes that make it seem like you're on a train. In fact, there's even the vibrations of a train, sounds of a train. I mean, it is a totally different dining experience. And along with that, there's going to be a completely different theme. On Utopia of the Seas, it has a Western theme. But on Legend of the Seas, they're going to have a Marco Polo theme, Silk Routes, which basically is going to follow the travels of explorer Marco Polo on a 5-course expedition through places like China, India, Italy, and more. As somebody who loves international cuisine, I am so excited for this because it's an opportunity, it sounds like anyway, to try different cuisines, not just one, and go into a more elegant type experience. Plus, Royal Caribbean told me that Silk Routes is going to be a little less family focused and more just adult date night focused. I don't want it to seem like it's an adult only kind of thing. But whereas the Western theme was definitely very kid-focused, family-friendly, and jovial, this one is going to be a little less of that, and so it'll lean more into that date night feel to it. Regardless of this, I'm really excited to have a brand new restaurant and to really see what Royal Caribbean's going to come up with this new version. I was very impressed with Royal Railway and Utopia, and now we're going to get one over on Legend of the Seas. Another really big announcement is that Royal Caribbean's adding a new Broadway musical to Legend of the Seas. That'll be Roald Dahl's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This will be the musical on board. And I love that Royal Caribbean is leaning back into more musicals. There were a number of ships that didn't have musicals, like Odyssey and Wonder and Utopia. And of course, I probably don't need to explain Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. This is the world of Willy Wonka. It'll be brought to the stage, and it'll be included in your cruise fare. I can tell you from experience that the fact that you can enjoy Broadway musicals on a cruise ship is an incredible opportunity. It's really great if you've never done a Broadway show, or you've been hesitant to, or maybe they're just too pricey for you. So the fact they're included in your cruise fare is a really big deal. Plus, this is going to be a brand new show we haven't seen before in Royal Caribbean, and I have never seen or wasn't even aware there was a musical version of this, but Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is such a family-friendly show that seems to probably lean in all directions. It's not too adult-focused by any means. I think it'll be a really big hit for Royal Caribbean. And having seen the production values they've done with Back to the Future the musical, and even the Wizard of Oz show they had on Icon of the Seas, I'm very excited to see what we're going to see visually, especially when they get into that chocolate room on Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Of course, there will also be new shows in the Aqua Theater and Absolute Zero Ice Rink. These are the places where you'll find different shows throughout your cruise. And Royal Caribbean always, no matter what new cruise ship comes up with new entertainment for those type of venues. So we can expect, well, we don't know what they are yet, a new show in the Ice Rink as well as in the Aqua Theater. Royal Caribbean also said they're going to make some changes to Surfside and the Playscape. Royal Caribbean wants to offer even more for families with young kids and promises a new carousel on Surfside and a redesigned playscape for youngsters. You're also going to find some new dining options on Legend of the Seas, starting with the fact that you'll have the Aquadome Market, which will have all new food stands, along with a brand new juice and smoothie bar serving freshly squeezed refreshments. Now, this is a food hall where you can go throughout the day and night to enjoy quick bites, and this has become my favorite included restaurant on Royal Caribbean. I mean, with Star of the Seas, they changed out 3 stalls, but here on Legend, we're going to get 5 brand new ones, and I'm excited to see what they're going to come up with because I'm hoping we're going to get even more variety of food to choose from and some new options that may become even new fan favorites. Royal Caribbean also confirmed a new supper club will be implemented called the Hollywoodland Supper Club. Now, this is a brand new concept blending gourmet dining, cocktails, and jazz that takes you through a journey of the golden age of cinema from the 1910s all the way to the 1950s. Now, I was really impressed when I tried out the Lincoln Park Supper Club on Star of the Seas because Empire Supper Club On Icon was the original Supper Club concept, New York themed. Then they had Chicago themed on Star, and I was like, well, could it really be that much different? And I was pleasantly surprised by the fact that the answer is yes. It really can be very different, and I loved how much more immersive it felt, as well as the fact that I just thought the cocktails were better, and the integration of music and just the way that it blends. It was a really fun experience. Supper Club is a multi-course meal with cocktails, live music. It costs $200 a person to dine here, but I'm going to tell you this right now, while it does have a very high price tag, it is the ultimate date night out, fancy kind of dinner experience that you simply don't find very often elsewhere, and I was pleasantly surprised by that. In terms of other places to eat, Royal Caribbean did confirm a number of favorites will be returning. You'll have Surfside Eatery, Base Camp, Chops Grill, Izumi, and Hook Seafood. Along with that, there will be more than 20 bars on Legend of the Seas, including Lou's Jazz Club, Dueling Pianos, and the 1400 Bar. Now, if you're listening to all of this saying, Matt, where's the fundamental changes? Where are the things that are going to make this ship so much different than Icon and Star? Well, that's not going to happen with this ship. Royal Caribbean has got really this tight timeline on building these ships, and really construction of Legend of the Seas began really when the construction of Star of the Seas began. So there's a little bit of runway left, and we'll see obviously some minor tweaks, some of the changes we've already outlined in this video, but we're not seeing the fundamental, like, we're going to change things up completely in the same way that Royal Caribbean did that with, like, Wonder and Utopia versus Harmony and Symphony versus Oasis and Allure. And I think this really boils down to two reasons why they're doing this. Number one is the timeline, as I mentioned. Construction time has to begin. They need to submit the plans to the shipyard. So there's not a lot of runway in order to change things up and be like, you know what? We're going to completely redo everything. The other thing is, why mess with what works? I mean, there are some little tweaks we're seeing here with shows and dining and whatnot, but beyond that, I mean, a lot of what makes the Icon class ship so impressive is what they're keeping here with this ship. So I think that's really a big part of the equation, if you will, that while there is a time issue in terms of being able to come up with new ideas, ultimately, I think they see this, and I think they're right, by the way, that Icon and Star have been tremendous successes, so let's keep that core DNA there. Perhaps when you get to Icon 4 and Icon 5, ships that are still well out there, but have enough time here with the original Icon class ships to learn some lessons, learn and apply them, perhaps we'll see some changes with that ship there. Now, Legend of the Seas will still continue some of the awesome things you have on there. You'll have Category 6 Water Park, Crown's Edge, Lost Dunes Mini Golf. There'll be 7 pools on there. And of course, Legend of the Seas will begin sailing in the summer of 2026. She'll offer a 7-night Mediterranean cruise from Barcelona and Rome, visiting places like Marseille, Naples, and Palma de Mallorca. This is all in the Mediterranean. Then, fast forward in November of 2026, Legend of the Seas comes over to the United States and will sail from Fort Lauderdale, offering 6 and 8-night Caribbean itineraries that visit places like Aruba, Curacao, and of course, Perfect Day at Coco Key. You can already book Legend of the Seas. Bookings are available through April of 2027. And if you're like me, you're already dreaming about all the cool things you want to check out first. Ultimately, it's going to be, I think, these new additions that are going to be just on Legend, including the Royal Railway, and of course, the new Supper Club, and Aquadome Marketplace, and Willy Wonka. I just can't wait to see it all. I think it's going to be incredible, and I love the Icon class ships. I just haven't been disappointed by them. Let me know in the comments below, what are you most excited about Legend of the Seas? What change do you love the most? What would you want to see on Legend of the Seas? And what do you think Royal Caribbean should have done with the ship? Let me know in the comments below. While you're below our video, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way YouTube lets you know we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.